Hey guys, Ralph here, and welcome to True Power Trumpet Fitness here on magnificent Monday here in Connecticut. And it is gorgeous. Did you have a great weekend? Oh, Madone, I did. It was just to die for, to absolute die for. Just got in from a bike ride, I'm all sweaty and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, you saw the thumbnail. Tutti'S, Trumpets, and Conrad Gozzo. Okay? Now, for all you young guys who never heard of either, guys, do yourself a favor. I'm going to put a link down below that you can check out A Trumpeter's Prayer. I'll get to that in a second. But do yourself a favor and check out Tutti'S Trumpets. I'll explain in a minute some of the greatest trumpet playing ever put on vinyl. Okay? Let me honk, have no idea what's up, and then we'll get to it. How's that for a warm-up? I'll get to that warm-up in a minute. Now, Tutti'S Trumpets and Conrad Gozzo, they will be forever linked into the annals of trumpet and brass lore. Anyway, quick background. Back in the day, the bulk of just about all the recording, studio recording, film scores, jingles and everything was all done in New York. At a point, I'm not sure exactly the point, a bulk of the film scores went out to LA. Okay, and generally that was the dividing. LA film scores, New York jingles. Okay? It's not like they were mutually exclusive, not like a film score was never done in New York or vice versa, a jingle out in LA, but that's pretty much the line of demarcation, so to speak. And a lot of the New York guys migrated out to Hollywood, including Doc Severinsen with The Tonight Show. Okay? Ironically enough, he did not take his trumpet section with him. Bob McCoy, Dick Perry, John Frost, and Jimmy Maxwell. Monsters of monsters. They stayed in New York. I don't surprise that a bit. I mean, they were making so much money in the studios doing everything. Why would they go? But there was also a squadron of monsters, just monsters out in LA getting rich. Okay, and I'll get to those names in a minute. There was also a writer and an arranger of film scores and whatnot, named Salvatore Camerata. Okay, now Salvatore went by the nickname of Tutti Camerata. Now, Salvatore was actually a pretty good trumpet player in his own right. Not to the extent of these monsters I'm about to say, but pretty good. And just loved trumpet. And what he did was he decided he wanted to make an album that would showcase all these freaks of nature trumpet players on one album. And he wrote and arranged just several tunes just featuring these monsters, okay? And one of the tunes was A Trumpeter's Prayer. And that's what I just played a little ditty from there, okay? And the feature on that was Conrad Gozzo. Now, the other players on the record, and he also did another one, Tutti'S trombone as well, but still featured a lot of trumpet, but was Gozzo, played most of the lead, not all the lead. The Candoli brothers, Pete and Conti Candoli, Ewan Rassi, Manny Klein, Joe Tricera, and Shorty Chirac. Okay? You young guys, they may mean nothing to you. That was the creme de la creme. of trumpet players out in Hollywood. Okay? And this piece, this album, Tutti'S Trumpets. Now, if you've never heard it, do yourself a favor. It's homework. Do it. A trumpeter's prayer will be down below that you can listen to Gozzo himself. But extraordinary trumpet player. Now, if you don't think trumpet playing has gone downhill since the golden age, think again. There's nobody today, including myself, I'm not taking anything, that can do what they were doing back then. It was just extraordinary. Now, none of that. You talk about notes popping. Oh, it's like popcorn listening to these guys play. Ah, extraordinary. Wait till you hear it. All right, now, I'm telling you right now, this is old-time music. It's hokey music, but let's listen to the chops. Tone, power, range, endurance, monsters. Okay? Now, you cannot talk about Tutti'S Trumpets and not mention Conrad Gozzo. Now, of all the monsters I just mentioned, Conrad Gozzo was the king. He was the lead player extraordinaire. And one of the reasons that I am talking about him, other than he's just so great, excuse me, is that, was it 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I did a video. Could Harry play in an orchestra? Could Bud play lead? This guy, Conrad Gozzo, could do anything you wanted. Now, I want you to listen to that gorgeous tone in Trumpeter's Prayer. Okay? Centered, pure, clean, brilliant. No strain at all. Just gorgeous. Now, you hardcore orchestral guys say, well, that's too bright for the orchestra. Poppycock. Just like all of True Power guys and all that sort of stuff, he could easily darken up that tone a little bit for be-da-da. He could absolutely do that. Absolutely do that. But listen to the tone. Listen to the tone, the control, the power. Just monster of monsters. Now, believe it or not, he grew up and for a long time played right here in Connecticut. I think it was New Britain. It might have been Bristol, I'm not sure, which is about an hour away up the coast. And Jerry tells me, and it's quite well known, he was the creme de la creme of concert band players. Now back then, the Sousa bands, the Goldman bands, all that sort of stuff, that was a viable living, guys. And a concert band player was in top demand. And you talk about Herbert L. Clark, no. Compared to Gozzo, nah. He had all the cornet solos. He had Stars and Stripes. Oh, please. This guy was it. And the top lead player in the world. Now, I'm not privy to him playing specifically double C's. Now, back then, double C's were not a given. Not a given. Every once in a while, there was a specialist that would come in and do it. But for the most part, back then, G and A was it. And he had those and you just listen to it. He could play double C's. He could absolutely 100% play double C's. And he could play Pines of Rome. And he could play Pictures at an Exhibition. And he could play all the R.B. Hall marches and everything and not miss a note. He was truly 100% one of the great ones. Now, the reason, especially young guys never heard of him, is he wasn't out concertizing and doing recordings and all that. So, well, he was doing recordings, but not solo recordings. He was on everybody's album and, the notes at the end of the movie and stuff like that. Just an extraordinary trumpet player. And chops, much in the realm of Adolf Scheerbaum. He would have been, give a piccolo, he'd sound, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference between him and Scheerbaum. That's it. Anyway, I know all you old guys have a Conrad Gozzo or a story or two. Leave them down there. Also, you young guys, if you've never heard it, just enjoy. That's all there is to say. Enjoy. Anyway, eat and drink fruits and vegetables and live your life with true power. Love you all.